Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of English with Sarvi. Well, today we want to talk about the articles. I know we usually teach students about the articles in very early stages of their English learning. However, using these articles can become challenging even for advanced students. There are a lot of rules and a lot of exceptions that hopefully, if I'm lucky, today we will discuss all of them. So stay tuned and don't forget to watch the video till the end, because in the end I will tell you a short story which is real and it really happened to me, and it is good practice for the articles as well. And one more thing before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, I know this is getting too long, but don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also push the bell button next to the subscribe button so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Thank you. Alright, the first thing that you need to know about the articles a, an, and the is that I think pronunciation is the most basic thing that we need to talk about. I myself usually prioritize pronunciation over grammar, at least in the beginning, because to unlearn a grammatical point, it can happen, but unlearning a wrong pronunciation, a pronunciation which is not correct, is really hard. So we will start with pronunciation. The first one, a. It is pronounced as a. Yes, it is the push of air out of your mouth, and at the same time your mouth is open but your muscles are relaxed. Like a book, a cat, a kangaroo. There are certain occasions in which people tend to, and by people I mean mostly, we cannot say British people because American people do that as well. So people, let's call them people. People may pronounce it as a. It is used in order to stress something. For example, you might say, can I have a notebook? Then if the other person gives you some papers, you might say, I asked for a notebook. See, here you are stressing a notebook this way because you are somehow mad at your audience for not paying enough attention and giving you some papers instead of a notebook. And even in some cases you might see people using a instead of a when they are somehow contemplating or they are thinking about what they want. For example, in a restaurant you might say, can I have a glass of water, please? This means that here you are somehow thinking about the drink you want to go for, or you're not sure what you want to order. And about an, we use an when there's a vowel. For example, an apple, an ice cream, an egg, an umbrella, an awesome book, an excellent reader. See, it is an. It is not a, it is schwa actually. And yes, just like a or a, when you want to stress things, you can say an. For example, in a library, you might say, can I have an English to English dictionary? And if they give you a Persian to English dictionary, you might get somehow mad and say, I asked for an English to English dictionary. See, I am stressing an here. Now, rule number 2 is about the pronunciation when you've got consonants is the. But when you've got a vowel, you might say the Oscar, the orange, the ant, the articles. But there's another case in which you might use the, and I think that people don't really know about this one. If I'm mistaken, tell me in the comment section below. It is for when we want to stress things. For example, I met the Queen yesterday. You met the Queen yesterday? See, we say the Queen, which is stressed for sure. I memorized the whole words in the dictionary. The whole words? Seriously? See, I am stressing the whole words. And to tell the truth, it is somehow useless memorizing all the words in the dictionary. It would also be really beneficial for you to search intrusions in order to know more about the correct pronunciation of the words after the or connected speech. Use a or an when you want to talk about countable singular nouns only. For example, an amazing play, an excellent idea, a bird, a dusk. And by a countable noun, I mean something that you can count, like books, like beds, like chairs. Well, you can count chairs, you can count books, and you can count beds, but can you count sugar, water, or anger? No, you cannot. So you cannot use a or an with uncountable nouns. But when it comes to the or the, you are free. You can use it with any kind of nouns that you want. Countable, uncountable, singular, or plural. Like the anger, the sugar, the book, the cat, the amazing play. Actually, I didn't pronounce it right. I forgot about connected speech completely. So, the amazing play. Now, what should we do when we want to talk about something which is not known to our audience? Well, you should use a or an. When you want to talk about something new, something that you haven't talked about before. For example, you might say, there is a man at the door. There is a man at the door. Now, if you want to talk about that special man that you talked about before, you might say, the man has got a parcel for you. So when we talk about something which is unknown and you're talking about for the first time, you need to use a or an. But when you're talking about the same thing, this time people have heard about it, people know about it, you might say the for that item, like the sentence that I just said. Let me repeat myself. There's a man at the door. The man has got a parcel for you. Well, this was about something which was both countable and singular. But if you're talking about uncountable nouns, it is still the same. You just need to omit that a or an. About the, everything is the same because we just talked about the being used with both countable and uncountable nouns. But when we're talking about something plural, what should we do then? For example, I bought some... Why do I always talk about books? Let me change my example. I bought some flowers. I bought some flowers. Now, if I want to refer to those flowers that I just talked about, what should I say? A, an, or the? Yes, very good. I need the definite article, the. You know, the flowers are red. Or The flowers are fresh. Now let's check something out. If I want to put a stress on those flowers that I just talked about, let's say that, for example, you ordered some flowers and I was meant to take those flowers from the flower shop. Then how would you say it? How would you pronounce it? Yes, you would say, did you get the flowers? Yes, it means you're talking about those same flowers that you had ordered and I was meant to get them. When we want to talk about specific items, we need to use the or the. But when we want to talk about things that are not as specific, we need to use a or an. For example, have you got an eraser? Or have you got a pen? This means that you're not really searching for a special pen or a special eraser. But when you want to talk about a specific noun or something special, then you need to say the or the. Can you give me the book I gave you last week? Can you give me the book I gave you last week? Yes, the book, because I'm talking about a specific book. It would be nice to know more about the pronunciation of give me. Yes, sometimes, well, of course, in informal situations you can say gimme instead of give me. Well, the next rule is the easiest one. Use a or an when you're talking about someone's profession or someone's category. You can say Faronak is a feminist. I think this is her category in which she wants to be known for. I'm a teacher. She's a student. The next rule is a bit tricky, but it's easy to learn. When you want to speak in general about plurals or about uncountable nouns, don't use an article. For example, teachers, students, presidents, English to English dictionaries. See, I don't use articles for them. But if you want to mention a specific teachers, for example, teachers in a special institute, you can say the teachers. The teachers in that school are really angry or are really patient. Now, God help me with the last rule. The last rule is to know when not to use an article. For example, when you talk about proper nouns like Sarvanaz, Ahmad, Kurosh, Jessica, Jack. For holidays like Nowruz, Easter, Christmas, we never say the Nowruz or the Nowruz. Doesn't work. When it comes to geography, things can become a bit messy because there are a lot of exceptions, there are a lot of do's and don'ts here, but in general, we cannot use an article when we are referring to countries, okay? For example, Canada, Australia, we don't use the for them. There are exceptions for sure, like the UK, the US, the Netherlands. And when you talk about the states, California, Texas, you don't use the for these. Towns like Cambodia. If I'm pronouncing this wrongly, please tell me in the comment section below. Or Shiraz or Isfahan in my own country. Okay, unfortunately my camera's battery died out and I'm recording this like half an hour later, so the angle might have changed, but anyways, let's move on. For continents like Asia or Africa, for lakes like Michigan or Superior, for single mountains like Mount Everest or K2, or Denali, or I guess some people pronounce it as Denali. It is actually not a mountain. It is a US national park, but some locals call it a mountain too. For sports, like running or football, we cannot say I play the football. For languages like Arabic, English, French. For places, locations, and the streets. For example, we say I'm going home. We don't say I'm going to the home, okay? Or I'm home, or I'm at work. For sure, there are some exceptions, like the bank, the hospital, the dentist, the post office. I've got a challenge for you here. What should we do with acronyms? Should we use any articles before them or not? What about names of universities? Can you give me some examples in the comment section? Here is the short story that I told you I would tell you. Listen carefully, because you're gonna put the articles in the text. There's truck at door. Bald man just got off truck. Bald man has got parcel in his hands. He rings bell. Woman who's wearing golgoli chador, and by golgoli chador I mean a sort of scarf, very long scarf with flower patterns. I hope that I've defined it correctly. But anyway, woman who's wearing golgoli chador takes parcel. Woman wearing golgoli chador is my mother. She comes up, stirs. She gives me parcel. It's come from Canada. My friend Sepid has sent it. It's postal card for my birthday. Yay! And yes, that was the whole story. Now put the articles in the proper place, and very soon I will put the answers in the description box or in the comment section. One more time, thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to share it with the students and the people that you think might need it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and also push the bell button next to the subscribe button. That's it. See you on another video. Bye bye.